I'm heading to Portugal for a month without a real plan. I chose Lisbon, but could have as easily chosen London or Luxembourg or Lancaster, Michigan for that matter. I'm traveling solo for a month at the end of a year that almost ended me because I need some space to wander and think and see who I am now, and I figured the hills of Portugal would be slightly better than Michigan. No offense, Michigan. I also need a place to live. If you're new here, I sold everything I owned, again, a couple months ago, and am now trying to figure out where I'll land next. I heard Portugal is a good spot for digital nomads, and so I booked a trip for the month of December. I've given myself about a year to figure out where I want to go next, and in that year I'm going to spend a month in various spots around the world, taking you guys along for the ride, because in addition to selling everything I own, making videos is another thing that brings me joy. On this trip, my brother, because he's the best older brother a wanderer could ask for, surprised me with an upgrade to first class, and what you can't hear in this footage is me squealing like a child at Chuck E. Cheese when I found out my seat turned into a fully flat bed over the Atlantic. I honestly don't know how I'm supposed to go back to flying in coach after this, which means you all need to send this video to 10 of your closest friends so this can be my life now. When I arrived in Lisbon, it was foggy, like the city was hiding its beauty until I was over my jet lag and could fully appreciate it. How considerate, I thought, as I made my way to Alfama, the historic neighborhood with the 12th century castle on top of a hill, where I'll be staying for the month. The internet isn't working. Now, this isn't great, but it's also not the biggest deal because I did want to go check out some of Lisbon's co-working spaces. It is my first day. Wasn't anticipating doing this bright and early on a Monday morning, but you know what? We roll with the punches because that's what traveling is all about. And the second reason is, as a digital nomad who works North American hours, I don't actually start work here until around noon, so I have some time. It's 9:30. Lisbon, as you probably know, is a huge digital nomad destination, so there are a ton of different co-working spaces. I spent like half an hour this morning scrolling through a bunch of articles about the 15 best co-working spots in the city. So we're gonna try one of those today. The Airbnb host is working on getting the internet fixed. It is not their problem, it is a problem with the network in the neighborhood. I was on the phone yesterday after I arrived with the internet company, so I know it's not the host's fault, but hopefully they can get it resolved today. If not, I'm gonna show you so many of Lisbon's co-working spaces over the next month. What a dream for both of us. All right, let's go. Like I said, my Airbnb is in Alfama, Lisbon's oldest district, which is believed to have been founded by the Moors in the 8th century. Walking through the streets each morning feels like taking a stroll through time, and is a nice reminder of both how long history stretches and how short our time here really is. A Portuguese friend told me that 10 years ago, this neighborhood was almost completely deserted, an afterthought. This was a broader trend. In 2013, unemployment in Portugal was peaking at 17.5%, with youth unemployment at 40%. In Lisbon, 1 in 5 buildings were either abandoned or in disrepair, and from 1991 to 2011, the city lost around 20% of its population. You wouldn't know any of that today because the government has been investing strategically and encouraging private partnerships that have revitalized neighborhoods like Alfama. And if you stay here, in addition to being charmed, you're also going to get a workout climbing up and down the hill every day. There are trolleys and buses that provide access, but like most European cities, you are going to get your steps in. The public transportation system in Lisbon is affordable, clean, and reliable. Each ride is €1.65, or you can buy a monthly card for €40. In 2022, the city approved free public transport for all young people and seniors. And this, along with over 100 kilometers of bike paths and an extensive network of electric charging stations, helped make Lisbon the first Southern European city to be named the European Union Green Capital. Avila is one of the pricier co-working spaces in the city. The day pass is €50, but if you leave a review on Google, then you'll get a second day for free. Their monthly spots are more reasonable at €200 a month for a flex desk, and I think it was worth it. The Wi-Fi is fast, the setup is comfortable with lots of different places to work when you need a change of scenery. They have plenty of phone booths available for a quiet spot if you need to make calls, and there's free coffee and snacks during the day along with beer at night. Plus, it's in a great location close to tons of places to eat. Let's get some lunch. There's a good place around the corner that looks delicious. Let's go to the gym. Here's the thing. I got addicted to nice gyms in Los Angeles. So, I'm gonna try to go to a nice gym, like a luxury gym in Lisbon. I went to like a budget-friendly gym yesterday. Did not film it, but it was €10 day pass for a place called Fitness Hut. It's kind of like a Planet Fitness in the States. And it was nice, but we could get nicer. There were no towels, there was no steam room, no sauna, and I'm looking for luxe. So we're gonna try this place called Holmes Place. I tried to call ahead to see if they had day passes. They didn't answer the phone, so we'll find out. So the verdict on that gym, it is very nice. It was a little crowded today, but found out that it's actually a national holiday here. Had no idea. This explains why everything has more people. I was like, it's a Friday. I don't understand what everyone's doing. I know I'm off work, but like, what are you guys doing? Turns out they're on holiday. What was cool about that gym is they have personal trainers that you can obviously hire, but they also have a trainer that just like walks around the gym in a gray shirt and helps people. So if you have questions or need anything, you don't have to feel awkward about asking like someone's personal trainer or worried that you're gonna have to like buy a package or whatever. So it was nice. I never thought I would be like a gym person, and here I am. You know, things change, seasons change. On the way home from the gym, I took an electric scooter, which Lisbon has smartly required to be parked only in designated parking areas so they don't clutter up the sidewalks. I paid €30 for 300 minutes that needed to be used in 30 days, which for me was perfect. Between my scooter minutes and the metros, buses, and trolleys, getting around Lisbon was incredibly easy. If I lived here, I would probably get a bike, and I know I will definitely wear a helmet. At the base of the hill leading up to Alfama, I stumbled across this plaza where a crowd had gathered, watching skateboarders attempt tricks off the steps. I don't know if this is a usual occurrence in this square or if it was some type of special event, but as I watched these guys and a few girls take turns flying into the air, at first I laughed to myself, seeing so many misses. But the longer I stood and watched, the more I realized they weren't missing at all. They were learning, bravely and in public. Every attempt, every running start and crash into the pavement got them closer to where they wanted to be. Tony Hawk didn't just wake up one day Tony Hawk, he had to become Tony Hawk. And I imagine it looked a lot like this, learning, over and over again, usually in public. This is a lesson I needed to be reminded of as someone who puts things out into the world, that I should be less precious with my art and more brave, and if I keep doing it over and over and over again, maybe one day I'll stick the landing. Well, it's a sleepy Sunday in Lisbon, and by sleepy I mean I slept in. It's also like gray and foggy out, so it just feels, I don't know, like a cozy Sunday. And I have nothing planned, which is not unusual. Planning is not my strong suit. I typically wake up and figure out what I'm gonna do that day. So today I found this book and it's great. I'm gonna try 2 of the places that they recommend for Sundays. A lot of places in Lisbon are closed on Sundays, but one of the places mentioned in here is the Portuguese Prime Minister's garden. What? Is open on Sundays, and only on Sundays from 10 to 6. So I'm gonna go over there and I get to take the trolley over there, which will be fun. But on the way, I'm gonna try to visit this pottery shop that it says has irregular hours, and this book was published in like 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018. So I don't know if this person is still alive, but it's the oldest potter apparently in Lisbon. His name is Tiago Praça. I might be butchering the pronunciation, but apparently it's a very small, tiny pottery shop that's actually close to my Airbnb, and you can walk by, and if he's there, you can go in and watch him make pottery, which does not sound like a fun thing to do on a cozy Sunday. All right, but if that doesn't work out, then we're just gonna head over to the Parliament garden and see what we see. So let's go. Cobblestones are cute, but can be very slippery after it's rained. I've almost bit it like 3 times already. So we're walking very slowly, like the old man that I'm becoming. I love all of these streets though. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to be. It's obviously not open. It was a long shot, you know, we tried. This alley is super cute. Everything is super cute. I love it here. Just realizing this might be closed because of COVID, or hasn't reopened since COVID. Not really finding an entrance. Let's go in front, but it looks cool through the fence. It's a fun trolley ride at least. Okay, so this is what happens when you don't plan. Will I learn my lesson? Probably not. You know what? It's all about the adventure, the spontaneity. We're having fun. It most certainly does not look open. There are fences all around. Looks like a very important building. Huh. Well, we're gonna walk all the way to the other side. Let's see. What else I forgot? My sunglasses. by this place and saw that there was a vegan burger with french fries. So obviously I had to stop. I was like, it's been an hour since I ate. I'm hungry again. Then I found an industrial complex housing like art and cafes, and it's 20 minutes away. So I'm gonna head there after I eat this delicious burger. I want one. Yeah, can I try a sweatshirt on? Just see what it looks like. Yeah, this feels good.
It feels well?
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I think that one.
Alright, okay.
Cool.
15 minutes.
Can I watch?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is Pedro, and he runs one of the best stalls at LX Factory. You can pick a patch and Pedro will sew it onto either a t-shirt or sweatshirt for you. While he worked, he told me how he's an art teacher during the week and started collecting old sewing machines in his spare time. He's traveled all over Portugal and Europe to find rare machines to add to his collection, and I was happy to pay 30 euros for this custom sweatshirt that every time I wear it will remind me of Pedro and his passion for sewing. It is a gorgeous day in Lisbon, like a stupidly gorgeous day. And I'm headed to an African history walking tour, tracing the history of Portugal's role in the slave trade. You know, just like a light Friday afternoon tour. No, but I'm really excited about it. It's something that I'm super interested in. And from what I've read, there's very, complicated history. Well, I don't know how complicated it is. Anyway, I'm excited to learn, and I love walking tours, so looking forward to it. The tour is run by an amazing guy named Naki, who has lived in Lisbon for the past 9 years. On the day I went, I was lucky the tour would just be a small group of 6 of us, because Naki's tours are usually filled with 15 to 20 people or more. We learned how Portugal was the first European country to begin selling Africans into slavery, and was also the last country to stop. Of the estimated 12.5 million enslaved Africans, more than half were bought and sold through Portuguese companies. Naki showed us the church where the first Black Brotherhood was started, and we read an official decree from the Pope blessing Portugal's right to plunder African countries. Walking through this history with Naki was heavy but important, and of course the effects still linger in the city today. There's currently a proposed memorial that took years to get approved through the local government, and just after it finally did, a new mayor came in who has so far refused to move the project forward. It seems the desire to not want to face a shameful past is universal, but no one's ever found true healing without doing so. The tour itself lasts 4 hours, and afterwards Naki took us to an optional dinner at an African restaurant on Green Street, a cool little alley where residents started putting plants out that soon took over the sidewalk. We spent the rest of the night together, sharing stories from our lives and connecting. A group of travelers who were all interested in what came before, so maybe we can leave things just a little better for those who will come after us. Okay, I know I don't look very Christmassy, like at all. I look like, every time I wear this black hat, I think of that Netflix show about the stalker. It's probably not great. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. But I like it, not the stalker show, the hat. Okay, anyway, That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say tonight I'm gonna go check out some Christmas lights. Apparently, the little bit I've seen, Lisbon goes hard for Christmas and the lights are supposed to be spectacular. So there's a tree down on one of the main plazas we're gonna go check out. We're gonna go up and down one of the main boulevards, which is supposed to have incredible decorations and the stores are all open. And there's a Christmas market that I've been walking by that I wanna go see. I didn't wanna walk through during the day, it just felt like more of a nighttime activity. Okay, so let's see some holiday lights in Lisbon. Not a lot of vegan options other than alcohol, which feels a little early, although everyone else is going hard. So maybe I'll get a glass. Guys, it's my last full day here and I do not want to leave. Are you kidding with this view? If I squat and just refuse to leave, do you think that'll work? On my last free day, I went to the Santa Justa lift, an elevator that opened in 1901 to give the residents on the top of the hill easier access to the streets below. Today, it's one of Lisbon's busiest tourist attractions, with able-bodied people like me lining up and waiting patiently for 15 minutes or more just to take a 2-minute elevator ride. You can buy a one-time ticket for €6, or you can use your Metro Pass, as the elevator is part of the public transit system, and then the ride will only cost you $160. The views from the top are gorgeous, but living in Alfama the past month has spoiled me for views. Still, it's never not striking to see the colorful city stacked up on the surrounding hillsides. And once you're up top, you can wander around the neighborhoods of Chiado and Barrio Alto, both adorable and filled with fun shops and restaurants. I eventually made my way down the hill to Time Out Market, a huge food hall filled with stalls selling every food and drink you can think of. Like I said, this was my last day and I really didn't want to leave. Spending a month living and working in Lisbon has been incredible and I could easily see myself living here. Between the accessible neighborhoods, delicious food, and rich history, I understand why so many digital nomads have chosen to call this place home. And I was here in December. I can only imagine how nice Lisbon is in the warmer months. But, am I ready to settle down right now? No. There's way too many places I need to see first. I'll be back though, and maybe next time, it'll be for good.